My beloved soul, if this message found you today, don't rush away. Stay with me until the very end, because what you're about to hear is not a prediction carved in stone. Instead, let it be a mirror for your heart, a story that may help you see your own journey more clearly. Sometimes the answers we desperately search for are not hidden in the future, they are quietly waiting inside us. And perhaps this message arrived at exactly the moment you needed hope more than certainty. Close your eyes for just a second and imagine someone standing beneath a sky filled with stars. They are silent. They are thinking. They are carrying emotions they have never fully spoken aloud. Whether this person is your future soulmate, someone from your past, or simply a symbol of the love your heart longs for, they represent something deeply human, the desire to be understood, accepted, and loved without fear. There are moments in life when two paths begin moving toward each other long before the people walking them realize it. Every challenge you've faced, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer has shaped the person you are becoming. The same could be true for someone else somewhere in the world. While you were learning strength through heartbreak, another person may have been learning courage through loneliness. While you were wondering why love seemed delayed, they may have been asking the very same question. Imagine that, at this very moment, someone is choosing growth over comfort. They are trying to become a better version of themselves. They are letting go of old fears, healing old wounds, and slowly learning that real love begins with honesty. They are not perfect, just as none of us are. But every small decision they make today prepares them for healthier relationships tomorrow. Many people believe love arrives only when two people meet. Yet sometimes love begins much earlier. It begins in the quiet choices we make when no one is watching. It begins when we forgive ourselves for old mistakes. It begins when we stop chasing people who cannot value us. It begins when we decide that our worth is not determined by who stays or who leaves. Perhaps you've spent nights wondering why things haven't happened yet. Maybe you've questioned your value because someone failed to recognize it. But what if the waiting wasn't punishment? What if it was preparation? What if every delay was giving both hearts time to become emotionally ready for something real instead of something temporary? Picture your soulmate, not as a perfect person, but as someone learning the same lessons you are. They are discovering patience. They are understanding commitment. They are realizing that lasting love isn't built on excitement alone but on kindness, trust, forgiveness, and mutual respect. Those lessons cannot be rushed. Think about your own journey. How many times have you changed because of pain? How many times did disappointment become the beginning of wisdom? Those difficult seasons weren't meaningless. They gave you compassion you couldn't have learned any other way. They taught you to recognize genuine love instead of empty promises. Now imagine that somewhere, another person is experiencing similar growth. They may not know your name. They may never have seen your face. Yet every step they take toward becoming emotionally healthy also brings them closer to the kind of relationship that can truly last. But here's the deeper truth this message wants to leave with you: don't spend your life trying to discover what someone else is doing while forgetting what you are capable of becoming. Your future changes most when you invest in your own healing, your own dreams, your own purpose. Healthy love grows strongest between two people who have learned not to lose themselves. If your heart still carries old pain, give yourself permission to heal. If disappointment still whispers that you're unworthy, answer it with kindness. If fear tells you that love will never find you, remember that fear is not a reliable storyteller. Every sunrise is another opportunity to become the person you hope someone else will cherish. Read more. Learn something new. Care for your health. Build meaningful friendships. Pursue your purpose. Smile more often. Forgive where you can. These quiet actions shape your future more than any prediction ever could. Maybe the greatest mystery isn't what your soulmate is doing. Maybe the greatest mystery is how much your own life can transform when you stop waiting for love to rescue you and begin allowing love to grow within you first. And when that day finally comes, when your paths cross with someone who values your heart, respects your boundaries, celebrates your dreams, and chooses you consistently, you may look back and realize the waiting had meaning after all. Every delay, every lesson, every tear became part of the story that prepared both of you for something healthier than either of you could have imagined. So if this message gave you even a little hope today, carry that hope into tomorrow. Let it inspire your actions instead of replacing them. Trust that genuine love is built through honesty, patience, and growth, not certainty about the future. The next chapter of your story has not been written yet. And that means it is still full of possibility. Stay hopeful. Stay kind. Keep growing. Sometimes the most beautiful love stories begin the moment we stop chasing certainty and start becoming the person we were always meant to be. The moment you stopped searching for answers outside yourself, something began to change. It was quiet at first, so quiet that you almost missed it. Yet deep within your heart, a new sense of peace was beginning to replace the endless questions that had once kept you awake at night. If you've stayed with this message until now, perhaps that isn't a coincidence. Perhaps today is simply an invitation to look at your journey through a different lens. Instead of asking, "What is my soulmate doing?" ask yourself, "Who am I becoming while I wait?" That single question has the power to change everything. Type 777 if you're hoping for true love. Imagine someone standing at the edge of a new beginning. They aren't certain what tomorrow holds, but they have made one important decision: they refuse to let fear control their future anymore. Every day they are learning to communicate more honestly, to let go of resentment, and to trust again after disappointment. Whether that person represents your future partner or simply the hope you carry inside your own heart, their story reminds us that meaningful relationships grow through small, consistent acts of courage rather than dramatic moments. There are seasons when life feels strangely quiet. Messages don't arrive. Doors remain closed. Prayers seem unanswered. During those seasons it is easy to believe that nothing is happening. But appearances can be misleading. Just as seeds grow beneath the soil long before anyone sees a flower, personal growth often happens where no one else can witness it. The strongest foundations are built in silence, long before anyone notices the finished house. Maybe you've experienced heartbreak that made you question whether lasting love even exists. Maybe promises were broken, trust was damaged, or expectations fell apart. Those experiences can leave invisible scars. Yet scars are also reminders that healing is possible. Every challenge you've overcome has shaped your wisdom, strengthened your compassion, and taught you to recognize the difference between temporary excitement and genuine commitment. Think about how much you've already survived. There were days you believed you wouldn't recover, yet here you are. There were nights when loneliness felt overwhelming, yet the morning still came. There were moments when hope seemed distant, yet something inside you kept moving forward. That quiet resilience is one of the greatest gifts you possess, and it will serve you well in every future relationship you build. Now imagine that somewhere else, another person is also discovering resilience. They are learning from their mistakes instead of repeating them. They are becoming more patient, more understanding, and more emotionally mature. They are realizing that real love is less about finding perfection and more about choosing kindness, honesty, and consistency every single day. Those lessons take time, and time is often the greatest teacher of all. So instead of letting uncertainty steal your joy today, let it remind you that your story is still unfolding. Every sunrise offers another chance to grow, another chance to become wiser, another chance to live with purpose regardless of what tomorrow brings. Your future isn't defined by fear or by unanswered questions. It is shaped by the choices you make today, the way you treat others, the way you care for yourself, and the hope you refuse to surrender. Sometimes the greatest truth isn't discovering what someone else is doing. It's realizing that your own transformation has been the miracle quietly unfolding all along. As your journey continues, another realization begins to settle into your heart. The greatest turning points rarely arrive with loud announcements. They come through quiet decisions that seem ordinary in the moment but become extraordinary with time. Every act of patience, every choice to forgive, every step toward becoming healthier emotionally is shaping a future you cannot fully see yet. Looking back, you'll realize those small moments were never small at all, they were building the life you had been praying for. Picture two travelers walking different roads beneath the same sky. Neither knows exactly when their paths will meet, yet each day teaches them something the other will one day appreciate. One learns compassion after being misunderstood. The other learns loyalty after experiencing disappointment. One discovers the importance of honest communication, while the other finally understands that love cannot survive without trust. They are not racing toward each other. They are growing into the people they need to become before their lives can truly connect in a meaningful way. There is a powerful lesson hidden inside seasons of waiting. Waiting doesn't always mean nothing is happening. Sometimes it means life is preparing opportunities that cannot be rushed. Just as a tree grows its strongest roots before its tallest branches appear, our hearts often develop strength long before we experience the relationships we've dreamed about. Those unseen roots become the reason we can stand firm when storms eventually come. Think about the person you were a few years ago. Your perspective has changed. Your priorities have changed. Even your understanding of love has changed. Experiences that once seemed unfair may have quietly taught you wisdom that books never could. You now recognize red flags more clearly. You value peace more than drama. You understand that respect is just as important as affection. Those lessons are priceless because they help create relationships built on lasting character instead of temporary emotions. Type 333 if you're ready to receive new blessings. Now imagine another heart somewhere in the world learning similar lessons. Perhaps they are rebuilding confidence after failure. Perhaps they are choosing honesty over pride for the first time. Perhaps they are discovering that real strength is found in humility, kindness, and the willingness to grow. Whether or not your lives ever cross, that image reminds us of an important truth: healthy love begins with healthy people, and healthy people are always works in progress. So don't measure your future by today's uncertainty. Measure it by your willingness to keep becoming the person you are meant to be. Continue investing in your dreams. Continue showing kindness even when life feels difficult. Continue believing that meaningful relationships are built one honest choice at a time. When you focus on becoming someone who lives with integrity, gratitude, and hope, you are already moving toward a richer future, regardless of when or how love arrives. One day you'll look back on this chapter with different eyes. The questions that once consumed your thoughts will no longer carry the same weight. Instead, you'll see that every delay encouraged growth, every challenge revealed strength, and every moment of uncertainty invited you to build a life filled with purpose. Sometimes the truth we seek isn't hidden in another person's actions. It's found in the quiet transformation taking place within our own hearts, preparing us for whatever beautiful chapter comes next. Just when it seems like the story has become quiet, another chapter begins to unfold. This is the part where many people give up because they mistake silence for the end. But silence is not always empty. Sometimes it is the space where courage grows, where wisdom takes root, and where a heart slowly learns to trust again. If you've stayed until this moment, remember this: your future is not determined by how long you've waited, but by the person you choose to become while you wait. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the questions which once consumed your mind no longer have the same power over you. Instead of wondering why certain things happened, you begin appreciating everything those experiences taught you. The disappointments that once felt unbearable become reminders of your resilience. The closed doors that once caused frustration become proof that not every opportunity was meant to be yours. Every step, even the painful ones, helps shape the strength you now carry. Picture another person on their own journey of growth. They are learning to let go of regret. They are becoming more honest with themselves, admitting mistakes they once tried to hide, and discovering that true change begins with humility. They are slowly replacing fear with hope and choosing to become someone capable of building a relationship founded on trust, patience, and mutual respect. Their progress may be invisible to everyone else, but meaningful change often happens quietly before anyone notices its results. Life has a remarkable way of bringing clarity at unexpected moments. Sometimes the answers you've searched for don't arrive as dramatic revelations. Instead, they appear through ordinary conversations, new opportunities, personal breakthroughs, or unexpected moments of peace. Suddenly, what once seemed confusing begins to make sense. You realize that every season had a purpose, even when you couldn't understand it at the time. There is also something important to remember about hope. Genuine hope is not pretending that life is always easy. It is choosing to believe that difficult seasons are not the final chapter. Hope gives you the strength to keep moving forward even when the destination isn't fully visible. It reminds you that every sunrise offers another chance to grow, to forgive, to learn, and to become a little stronger than yesterday. As you continue walking your own path, don't overlook the blessings already surrounding you. The people who genuinely care about you, the lessons you've learned, the dreams still waiting to be pursued, and the quiet victories no one else sees all matter. A meaningful life is built one faithful step at a time, not through perfection but through consistent growth and gratitude. Every act of kindness, every moment of patience, and every decision to keep going becomes part of the foundation for the future you're creating. And perhaps that is the greatest truth of all. The future cannot be forced, but it can be prepared for. Every day you choose wisdom over bitterness, peace over resentment, and hope over fear, you are investing in a better tomorrow. Whether love arrives sooner or later, you will be ready to receive it with a heart that has been strengthened instead of hardened by life's challenges. So keep believing in the value of your own journey. Continue becoming someone who leads with compassion, honesty, and courage. The chapters ahead remain unwritten, and that is what makes them beautiful. The most meaningful stories are not those without obstacles, they are the ones where every challenge becomes part of a greater purpose. Your story is still being written, and the best pages may still be waiting just beyond the horizon. As this journey comes to an end, take one final moment to breathe and reflect on everything you've heard. The real message was never about uncovering someone else's secrets. It was about discovering your own strength. Every question you carried, every sleepless night, every moment you wondered whether love would ever find you has shaped a wiser, kinder, and more resilient version of yourself. That transformation is something no disappointment can ever take away. One day, you'll look back on this season and realize that the waiting wasn't empty. It was preparing you for a future you couldn't yet imagine. The lessons that felt painful became the very foundation of your confidence. The doors that closed protected you from relationships that couldn't offer the love you truly deserved. And the moments when you felt alone taught you that your value has never depended on another person's attention or approval. Comment Amen if you're keeping your heart open to hope and new beginnings. When the right relationship enters your life, it won't need endless guessing games or constant fear. It will be built on honesty instead of confusion, respect instead of manipulation, and peace instead of uncertainty. Real love doesn't ask you to lose yourself. It encourages you to become even more fully yourself. It celebrates your dreams, supports your growth, and stands beside you through both joyful and difficult seasons. That kind of connection is worth waiting for because it is built on trust, not illusion. So from this moment forward, choose hope over fear. Choose growth over regret. Continue investing in your purpose, your health, your faith, your friendships, and your dreams. Every day you spend becoming the best version of yourself is never wasted. The future belongs to those who keep moving forward with courage, even when they cannot see the entire path ahead. If this story has reminded you of anything, let it be this: your life is not defined by what you have lost but by what you continue to build. Every sunrise is another opportunity to write a better chapter. Every act of kindness plants a seed for tomorrow. Every challenge you overcome becomes evidence that you are stronger than you once believed. And perhaps years from now, you'll smile as you remember this moment, not because it revealed the future, but because it inspired you to live with greater purpose in the present. You will realize that the greatest miracle was never hidden in someone else's actions. It was the quiet change within your own heart, the courage to keep believing, and the decision to never give up on becoming the person you were meant to be. Thank you for staying until the very end. If this message brought you peace, encouragement, or a fresh perspective, carry that feeling with you today. Share kindness wherever you go. Never stop growing. Never stop believing that better days can come through patience, wisdom, and love. Your story is still unfolding, and the chapters ahead are filled with possibilities that no one can predict, but you have the power to meet them with hope. Until next time, take care of your heart, keep your eyes open for the beauty already around you, and remember, the most meaningful journey is not chasing certainty about tomorrow, but living faithfully, courageously, and lovingly today. Your best chapter may still be waiting to be written, and that is a beautiful reason to keep moving forward.